Hi, welcome back. In today's session, we are going to discuss about how to implement delegation event model in Java. Okay, so in the last class, we were talking about how to create a simple GUI interface using Sphinx. And in the earlier session, before Sphinx, we saw how to create an GUI application using AWT. If you remember my last session, I very clearly told that a GUI application is created with a frame and a button inside the frame, and when I clicked on the button, nothing would happen. That is because there was no event handling mechanism. So in today's class, I'll discuss about what is an event and how to handle that in Java. So what is an event? Basically, an event in Java is nothing but an object, as simple as it is. And an event object is created when something changes within a graphical user interface. Now you have an GUI interface here which is called as a frame. Now you know that the frame is also called as a container. Now inside this container you have this push button, or the button which is named as click me. Now when I click on this particular button, an event will be generated. So we can call that this button is the source of an event. So what happens if the event is generated and how to handle that event is called as delegation event model in Java. Now how do we handle the events? Now it's a very interesting process here. Now you can see that there are two things which you have to understand. One is the GUI component part, which I have shown on the left side, and the action part which I have shown on the right side. Now you know how to already design this GUI component part, that is you can do that using either AWT or Sphinx. Now I have taken a simple frame which will consist of two components. One is the text box and one is the button. So when I click on that particular button, what should basically happen? It should display a message on inside the text box, welcome to events. Now this is an simplest example of event handling. Now how do I do this? In order to do this, you need to capture this event generated by the button, and this event is called as a click event. Now there will be an interface called as an event listener interface. The event listener interface will listen to this particular event and it will process it. What is the meaning of processing it? Displaying the message called welcome to event in the text box. This is how you basically handle events in Java, but I will just give you more elaborate process of how it is going to be done. Now what are the steps involved in event handling? The first step is the user clicks the button and the event is generated. So you can see that you have a frame, inside that you have a button and a text box. So you click on that particular button. So when I click on that particular button, an event is generated, and know that an event is also an object. So whenever we think of an object in an object oriented programming, we all know that an object belongs to a class. So there is a class called as an action event. So when I click on that particular button, an event called click event is generated, and this click event object belongs to a class called action event. So this object would basically have all the details about the source of the event, and it will also know what event is generated. Now this event is actually forwarded to a method of a registered listener class. Now there is a listener called as an actional listener. It is basically an interface. Now this interface would have a method. So this object will be transferred to that particular method, or the method catches this particular object, and this method will have a logic to actually display that message called welcome to events in the text box. Now in order to do this, you have to ensure that this method is registered, or this interface called action listener is registered with that particular button object. So we shall see how to do that in programming, but at this point of time, try to understand that when an object is created, when a component is clicked, what happens? An object is generated, and this object will have the details of what kind of event it is and which is the source of the event. So that will be actually thrown to a method, or the method catches that particular object, and that method basically belongs to an interface which is called as an listener. In this case, it is called as an action listener, and that method which is actually having the logic to process that particular event will be executed, and you get the output as shown in the screen here. So this is how we basically execute event handling in Java. Now have a look at this table. So you have 3 columns here. You have events, source and listeners. So what you see on the extreme left are all classes, and what you see on the right are all interfaces. Now you have an action event class. Now this action event class actually will basically help you to will have objects which are generated by these sources like button, list, menu item, text fields. Now these source objects would be actually interfaced with these listeners, action listeners interfaces. So that means whenever you are associating an action event class with an action listener interface, you are actually working on these components, that is button, list, menu item, text field, etc. Similarly, you have an event class called component event, and the respective listener would be component listener. It's an interface. Remember that an interface will have number of abstract methods. So what you have to do is you have to override those abstract methods. Like this, you have multiple classes. We call them as event classes, and you have their respective interfaces, and you have the source. So now you know that depending upon the component you want to use, you have to associate that component with the event class and register that with the respective listeners. So thank you for watching this particular session. I'll see you in the next session, where I'm going to show you a very simple program on delegation event model. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.